I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I make this fake Easter gingerbread house cookie right here. This is part 2. Part 1 shows you how I made the little chick, marshmallow chick, the bunny, and the little flowers and the wreath. And I apologize, I didn't have my mic on in part 1. I had it on, then I forgot something in the house, and I come back in the shed and I forgot to put it back on. So I'm very sorry about that. I hate that when I don't have my mic. So anyway, hopefully you could hear pretty good. You could hear all right, but at least you could see a little bit of what I was doing. So for this project, you're going to need Model Magic right here. You're going to need your lightweight spackle. These are the two that I use here in Canada. You need your craft paint. You need glitter. And you need your little bunny and your little peep here and your little flowers. You need a knife, a rolling pin, and your pattern that I designed for you guys. I couldn't find a cookie cutter at all anywhere, a big one for a gingerbread house. I just found a little one from, I think, AliExpress, but it was really quite small. But I did make a little cookie. I don't have it here in the shed, but I wanted to make a bigger one, so I designed this bigger design for you guys, and it just gives more room to decorate, and it gives like a nice bigger cookie. So that will be, I'll put the link to that in the description box, and you can also find it on my Pinterest under YouTube video patterns. I think that's why I put on there. So, and then what you do, you print it off and then you cut it out, and then it gives you a little pattern for your house. So for this video, you don't need for this craft, you don't need a cookie cutter or a mold or anything, which is kind of neat. So before I start, I did paint the cookie first, of course. And for the gingerbread color, I use a mixture of light cinnamon, raw sienna, antique white, true oak, I think I said that right, a little bit of white. And there's so many different shades of gingerbread that I go on Pinterest and I just look at different shades and kind of pick what I want and kind of guess and mix up some colors. So any color is fine. You know, there's so many different shades of gingerbread, so you can't go wrong with whatever shade you choose. And then the pink, because I do paint underneath. I'll show you where the pink frosting goes, because you can see a little bit, especially if it's watered down a little bit, you can see through a little. So I'll show you. So I have pink paint. So what I use is electric pink and pink neon. And I also use these two colors for the lightweight spackle that I have pre-mixed. That's going to be the frosting on your cookie here. And okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to take our Model Magic right here, and I'm just going to flatten it out a little bit, and we're going to take our rolling pin here, and I do have my mic on for this video. I made sure of that, and the birds are happy. You can see the birds. I got a cardinal out there today and everything, and they are very happy. It's a rainy day and it's giving snow and nasty weather. So they're getting their little seeds right now. So we're going to roll this out. Not too flat, not too thick. There. I thought I'd do videos where you can just see my hands, so it's a little bit easier for you to see what I'm doing, especially with the first video. Okay, so we're going to make it a little thinner there. Now then, we're going to take our pattern that we cut out, printed off, cut out, and we're going to stick it on there, and it's super easy to cut, and you're just going to cut away at it like so. That's one thing, it's an easy pattern to cut out. It's just a bunch of lines. just like that. There. Then once you do that, you just take your pattern off, and there you got your house right here. Okay. And then you can round out your edges a little bit if you want. Just like a real cookie. It's kind of straight edge, so if you don't want that straight edge, you can just tap on the corners a little bit. And then you let this dry. Takes a few days, and you got to flip it back and forth. Put it in the sun, or if you have a windowsill above a radiator, which I have, is so handy when you're a big crafter like me and you got lots of things that need to dry. It makes things dry really well, really quick. Okay, so there we go. So we'll set that aside, let that dry, and then we have a dry one right here. So what I like to do is I paint. As you can see, I got one done here. I paint it like that. So, where's my brush? Okay. So here we go. We're just going to paint because I found you can see through a little bit where the frosting goes. And I don't like that. I don't want it to look pink on pink, you know what I mean? If you have a darker color, it's just going to make it look a little bit different. So I do a couple coats of this. Okay. There. Like that. And then I'm going to take our gingerbread mixture here. Switch colors. The birds are singing. Oh, we got a little squirrel there now. Cute. Okay, now we got our gingerbread mixture, and we're gonna paint. We're gonna paint the back too. We're not gonna do that today, but you do paint the back. Especially if you're selling your items, you want the back to look neat. So I always recommend painting the back. And then you just paint your cookie. Like I said, you do several coats. Like that. Okay, you get the idea. Not going to do the whole thing, but that's how we do it. That's the base I like anyway. And then once you do that, you're going to coat it with some varnish. I got some matte varnish. I coat one coat with that on your cookie. Once everything is dry, make sure you let each coat dry really well. And then that brings you to the finished cookie here. That's all dry. You don't have to put any varnish on this part, just on the edges and the back. Okay, so once we have this, we're going to put on our fake frosting, which is your base right here. Now, so this is our spackle that is mixed with craft paint. It's already pre-mixed and ready to go. And you want it fairly watered, not too thick, okay, for this project. You don't want your spackle too thick. So we're going to spread it all over our cookie here. Like so. And there we go. Then we're gonna do the middle. So I do the edges first, and then it's just so awesome. It looks just like spackle. And you can use caulking if you want. Sometimes I use caulking actually. I made some cookies, Christmas cookies, and I used caulking on some of them. And then you're gonna take your little sucker stick here, and popsicle stick rather. I'm just going to spread it a little bit. And this doesn't take too long, part of the day to dry. If it's not on there too thick, it doesn't take too long. Make sure you cover it up. And put it quite smooth. Rub some off there. Q-tip. You like my pink Q-tip? Bought these from AliExpress. Thought they were cute. Such a nerd, I know. Okay. Okay, so there. So that's our base. Now, I'm going to recommend that you let this dry completely because it's way too difficult to work with this wet. So do yourself a huge favor, let it dry. Okay, so here we've got this nice base to work with. Now we're going to take our creamy color here, which is, you can use any kind, this is our also spackle mixed with craft paint, and you can use any kind of yellow, pale yellow here. Here I use a little bit of lemon yellow and a little bit of white, and mix it all up to make a nice light creamy color. So now you can add, if you wanted, you can add the wreath to this right now, but I didn't because I wasn't sure where the snow was going to go, and I wanted it at the right spot. I wanted enough room for the windows and the wreath and the snow and all that, so I waited, but you can add your wreath if you want. Okay, so then we're going to do our snow part, and this I use number 5, Wilton number 5 for the snow, and I use number 5 also, sorry I didn't say, number 5 on this the pink frosting part too. Okay, so we're going to go right on top, and we're going to do our snow. We're going to go like that. And we're going to go over here. There, and then we're going to go on top here. Do our little snow. Okay, I'm going to touch up a little more here. And there. And then, oh, I also have a little glitter I'm going to add to this too. And you can blend it in a little bit if you want. Okay. Now, then I'm going to take my little glitter, and I'm going to add a little bit of glitter to that. You don't have to add glitter if you don't want. There we go. Okay, now, then we're going to change our tip, and we're going to do the windows. Now, where did I put that tip? Good question. Did I? Oh, hold on, people. I'm going to use this tip. Okay. And this is number 3. You want the smaller one for the window part and the door. So, actually I'm going to add my wreath that I made. I already showed you how to make this, and this is made with a number 18. 18 is what the wreath is made out of. So I'm going to put a little of your fake frosting under the wreath here, like this, like a little. And you can use regular school glue if you want to attach your wreath, but we're going to attach it right like that. But you can use glue if you want, okay? Right there. Now, there we go. Okay, so we're going to do our little door here. Pipe our little door. Oops. Make them a little more oval. There we go. And the window part. And I'm going to do the door. Fill in the door here. There. And let me see here. I'm going to tuck it in there a little bit. Q-tip. I'm just gonna spread that a little bit. Like that. Now, I'm going to add a little glitter after. Okay, so we're going to do the little windows here. You want them to go up a little higher. There. And if you don't like your window, you can wipe it off and redo it. That's why you want to start. That's why you want your base to be dry, in case you make some mistakes. Okay. So there, we got our two little windows and our door, and we are going to add a little glitter to that, just like that. Now, I need this, clean this little tip here, because we need this little tip to add our green stem. Okay. Now, do I have another? Excuse me here for a minute. I just got to clean this little tip. Clean this tip off. I thought I had an extra one somewhere, but between these two videos, I got everything on the go. Everything is. Okay, so we're going to add this tip here. Wipe that off. My fingers. Now I've got to squeeze some of this out because it's got white speckle in there. Till we get to our green. Okay, oh, pretty shade of green, pale green there. All right, so now that we got our that part done, we're going to add our little lilac here in the corner, and we're going to put a little bit of speckle underneath here, and we're going to put it right there. Okay, and then we're going to do a little line to add our, this is our little stem for our little flower here, another little one there for that one, and we're going to attach our two, so that's how I put that, and we're going to stick on our little flowers there. Okay, now we're going to do the other one right here before we stick our bunny on there. We're going to add one more flower in the corner. Okay, and then we're going to add our bunny here. Add speckle underneath. Attach our bunny right there. That. And then our little peep. I showed you how to make these all by hand, but if you want to make a ton at once, if you're only going to make a few, that's fine. But if you want to make a ton of these that I like to do, it's good to make molds. So we're going to stick that on there. Actually, I didn't have to put that because I had that door was wet, so I didn't have to add spackle behind the peep. So okay, so there, now we got that part all done. Now we're going to change our tip back to do the, in there we'll change back to a number 4, and it's going to be the grass part. Oh, I got the wrong tip. Okay. And I add green glitter to this as well. Okay. Now we're going to do this. Go all the way underneath here. And fill in. There. Okay, I'll cover the bottom here. There we go. Okay, I'm Mess with that a little bit if you want. Okay, so there. Then we're going to add a little bit of green glitter right here. There we go. All done. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. And I hope I see some of you make these.